Alright, so last night I ran a live call with my inner circle. I've got like a group of people that I've been working with for the last couple of weeks, last couple of months, helping them get started with appointment setting, helping them get started with remote closing. And now they're kind of at the point where they want to look for a role and actually start making some money. So what I did was I created this Miro board showing them how to pretty much land a role in 5 different ways and all the mindset, all the little things as well that comes with actually landing a role, how to perform in that role and everything else. Now I've recorded it so that you guys can watch it as well, potentially take some things away from it and potentially land a role for your own. So I'm gonna play that for you guys now. Let's get into it. So what I want to cover today, because obviously a lot of you guys want to look for a role as an appointment setter, even closing eventually down the line. See, ABC does offer roles within the academy, plus they have clients that they sometimes work with. There's obviously offers as well within the community, but most of you guys, you want to find a role outside, right? Which is great. Um, what I've pretty much come down to is breaking down all the different ways to get roles. Something I want you guys to think about as well is sales is a competitive sport. You're essentially an athlete, and you need to treat yourself as such, right? Most of the big performers in closing in ABC, people like James, if you've ever seen him, James S, Wei In, Chuang, you'll notice like their routines are extremely dialed, right? I don't know if you guys know James, the dude is jacked, and every single like hour of his time is spent pushing the needle forward, especially. So, you need to treat yourself like an athlete, like you're training multiple times a day, you're sleeping properly, you're not going out. Um, your every hour of your time, like I was saying before, and whether it's, reviewing sales calls, whether it's obviously taking sales calls, whether it's outside of business, inside of business, it all needs to be pushing towards a bigger goal. Does that make sense? Here in this industry, you got to earn your stripes. Um, and if you don't have the skill of sales under your belt, you will burn bridges and ruin your reputation. And what I mean by that is if you land yourself a role, a lot of people, they're like, oh, I've got my certificate, sweet, I want to land a role, but you don't actually know what you're doing. If you go land a role, say somehow you just land yourself a fucking killer offer, but you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you don't know how to act on that role, you're going to get your reputation absolutely fucked, and that's going to spread, making it 10 times harder to actually land a role in the future where you perform and make the money you want to make. So, something to think about as well. You need to actually know sales before you land a good role. You need to be confident in your abilities. Now, just to give you guys, I guess, a bit of proof of concept to begin with, I don't know if you guys have seen these people before. So, first, I'll talk about Conrad. He's been an ABC for, I think, a year and a half now. Started off as a closer. And the way he landed a role was ABC was a sales agency that had clients like Nathan Nazareth, and he was making, I think, about 10 grand a month USD just as a closer. And then from that, obviously, he moved into doing content and stuff as well. Um, he's, been able to pull 22K USD in a month, 12K USD in a week, bought himself an M4, done pretty well for himself. Another method, obviously, you guys have heard of DM outreach, right, on Instagram. If you guys know who Benny Pham is, he landed a role with Brez Scales. And in his first 2 weeks, first week he made 2.6K nearly Australian. Second week, 2K Australian. So pretty crazy. Working for him, um, pretty much he worked with ABC first to get that experience and then landed himself this role. Um, and then job boards, which I think most of you guys are pretty aware of. Your Seek.com, your Indeed, your LinkedIn, that sort of thing. There's people get roles with that as well. This was Jamie who landed this one, 90K base. So if you didn't close any, that's not even counting commissions. 90K just off rip, on target earnings 200 to 400,000, right? And then this was another one, Ryan, he's from Ireland, land a role. on target earnings 109,000 pounds, which is like I think 220,000 Australian. It's pretty crazy, right? Point is there's potential in this, there's potential in DM outreach, there's potential in obviously knowing the right people or being in a sales agency or being in a paid community and finding roles that way as well. And obviously there's heaps of the other clauses inside ABC as well, 3K in a week, 7K in a week, 7.5K, 3.5K, whatever, right? The list goes on. Um, fuck, this is hard on here. But first thing I want you guys to understand in high ticket sales, right? And it gets so much easier when you think this way, is that everyone's selfish as fuck, right? They're always going to put themselves first, whether it's the business owner, whether it's the closer you're speaking to, the sales rep you're speaking to, they're always going to think of themselves first. Now, you can use that to your advantage. You can find out their goals, you can find out what they're struggling with and provide value on the back end of that. So point is like if you're just reaching out to business owners saying, "Hey man, I have training in closing. Can you offer me a role?" They're gonna be like, "Nah, fuck no." Like no one's gonna be, "Oh, I'm super nice. I'm just gonna help this guy out." They're not gonna be like that because what I always say is put yourself in the business owner's shoes, right? If you're turning over 8 figures a year, it's like, are you just gonna sign anyone as a closer or even a setter, right? Fuck no. Because that affects your money and your income. So point is they're selfish as fuck, but you can use that to your advantage. And if someone's like, "Oh, I'm making 7 figures a year, I want to push for 10," how can you provide value and find the gaps within their business, their sales funnel, whatever it is, and show them how you could be an asset to their team and get them closer to that goal? Does that make sense? Sweet. Now, before you do anything, you need to build a CRM. Has anyone seen this before? I'll even pull it up. Wait. This here. Does anyone know what a CRM is? Does anyone know what the point of this is? No. Josh, no. Ollie, no. Daniel,
Yeah,
no. Lewis,
yeah, yeah.
what's a
That's
CRM,
your
bro?
spreadsheet. That's your
Yeah,
data tracking.
yeah. Why is that important?
Because you gotta know well how many your numbers, how many outreaches you're doing, how many followers you're getting, your follow ups you got to be doing, so then you can trace the follow ups and do that the next day.
Hmm.
People that have stopped replying to you, that you need to get back to the next day.
Hmm.
You need that for like your whole week. And plus, how many bookings you get, how many links you've sent out, and then the people that you sent the bookings to, the ones that are close. Like you
Okay,
kind of have
not
to
not CRM for
stay on
that.
top of every.
You do need a
Oh,
CRM
sorry.
for when you get a role, but this is purely for outreach, bro.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, sorry.
No, you're
Yeah,
right.
right.
You're right. You're right. You got the right idea regardless. You need a CRM though
Yeah.
for just purely reaching out to people. Why is it important? Because just because someone says, "Oh no, sorry, I'm not really looking for someone right now," if you keep that in your CRM and you follow up in maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, they might say that they have a spot, right? So it's just keeping track of every single person you reach out to. You can go back to it if you need. Simple. And the more used to you get to tracking sheets and CRMs, the easier it'll get when you use them in an actual setting role. Does that make sense? So simple. This sheet is inside ABC. It's in the how to find a role section. So if you want to grab that, don't be a retard and don't use this, all right? So build a CRM. Where are we? Once you've got that sorted, this is how you're going to stand out from 99% of people. Now, I know this. Fuck, am I lagging? We're all good. I know this because as someone who has about 80,000 followers, I get fucking tons of people reach out to me all the time. It is insane. And most people are fucking retards. Okay? They don't have a clear profile picture. Their bio says something stupid. They don't have any posts, like they're a private account or I don't know. I just don't know anything about that person. So there's no reason for me to even like click the request and actually check out what they're going to say. So the number one way you're going to stand out from majority people is shooting an intro video. Lewis isn't here. Now, when I say an intro video, it's literally just a video of you explaining who you are, what you've achieved, and how you can benefit someone's business. And this is
Yeah,
effective because, oh, here we go. Lewis, you've done this before, yeah?
yeah, 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 many.
Because they
100%.
ask for it, don't they?
Yeah, they always ask for like a loom, like a 2 minute loom.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. But are you sending it when you do your outreach? Are you sending your video as well, or are you just doing it when they ask you for it?
yeah, no, I did a couple like personalized ones that I really cared about, but then yeah, obviously when they hear back from you, they also want like an actual video as well. But yeah, I didn't really do that much for outreach. I'll be honest, like not many actual
Okay.
personalized videos. But
Yeah.
yeah,
But that's the key though, is the personalized part. Because it shows that
yeah,
you've gone out of their way, oh sorry, out of your way to look at their sales funnel, look at how their account's performing, or looking at their business, and again, providing value, spotting the gaps in their business and how you can benefit to them. Because they'll be like, oh shit, like this guy's taking time out of his day to see what I'm about, and he's totally right. Like I fucked up here, I fucked up there. You're providing value, building authority, building trust with this business owner, right? Leaves a great first impression. And I'm telling you, out of everyone that reaches out to me, 99% of people don't do this. I've have gotten this before and I've checked it out. I've never really taken them on, but it stood out to me. I was like, what the fuck is this Loom video about? So definitely make one of these. Now, how you can create one, simple setup, right? Just pick a nice quiet space with a professional looking background. This could literally just be, a blank wall or whatever. Just make sure there's no background noise, it looks professional and it's clean, right? You don't have fucking clothes piled up in the back or whatever, right? Step two, you just want to make sure you practice, right? Be clear, short, and precise in your video. Practice a few times, memorize a few key points, and just be confident. Try and minimize the ums, the ahs in the recording. Doesn't matter how many takes you do. You just don't want to look bad on your first impression. That's the main thing. And the thing is as well is like you want to get used to being able to make these videos because for every offer in business that you come across that you really like and you would love to work for, you're going to make a personalized video for that person. Because if you just make a generic one that you send to everyone, what's the chances of someone being like, "Oh fuck, like this guy's talking to me." It's just not going to fit everyone. It hits better if it's personalized. So you want to basically get good at shooting intro vids. Step three, right? What you're actually going to cover. Once again, who you are, experience, training, cash collected. Now, most business owners are going to expect at least $100,000 cash collected, which isn't that much when you think about it. If you're a closer, that's a 10K a month, right? So it's just cash collected of the amount of deals that you've closed or set that closed. So easy, right? Um, make a personalized video. That's what I said. Talk about what you know about the business owner. So maybe the content that he's made, maybe where he's from. You know, you almost want to act like you know this guy very well. Oh, you just came back from this country, bro. How was that? Things like that. Just you want to show that you're actually paying attention. I'll give you a quick example of one I've whipped up really clearly here, really quickly. So you'd obviously make it prettier than this, but if you got something like Loom, does everyone know what Loom is? Loom video, it allows you to record your face and your screen at the exact same time. Put your first name, just put your maybe a photo of you, where you're from, how old you are, what you do for work, that sort of thing. My experience, appointment setter for B2B offer. I have a personal brand, 8 months of experience doing this, 6 months of experience closing deals between this and that. I've got 200K cash collected. Why I'm excited about this opportunity. You get the picture, right? Just create a simple slideshow, personalized. You could add, screenshots of where they're fucking up in their marketing or, their sales funnel or whatever it is, right? But if you do this, it's very clear why, oh, it's very clear, yeah, why you want to work for them, who you are as a person. He's going to get an understanding of how you speak and how you, I suppose, present yourself. Just building overall more familiarity with this business owner, therefore building more trust. Make sense? All right. Obviously, use Loom. It's free. You can record videos under 5 minutes with no issues. Okay. So this is important. Get good at shooting intro vids. Now, actually getting to, where are we? The best methods in my personal opinion. There's five here. I think Lewis is, oh, Lewis fucking gone again. Um, Lewis has done a couple of these. I think recruiters, job boards, I think he's done cold outreach. These two here, probably networking is the best one by fucking far. And I'll explain why. But first off, recruiters. Does anyone know what a recruiter is? Or talk to a recruiter or yes, no? I think Lewis has, but he's not here.
Would Reese count as a recruiter?
Not
Oh no, he
really.
wouldn't.
He's more of a
Dumb
coach.
question.
Like a recruiter
Yeah,
is
but he's got
of
connections.
sorry, what would you say?
But he's got networking, right? So could
He's got
he?
the net, yeah, yeah, but he's not like an actual a proper recruiter is someone that does that for a living, right? An agency or
Oh,
headhunters that connect salespeople with companies looking to fill high ticket sales roles. There was a guy in the group chat, his name was Colby. I don't know if you guys remember him, but
Oh,
he connected,
baby.
yeah, well,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure he was with a recruiter, and his whole job was literally just like finding guys that, yeah, maybe had some sales experience, maybe worked on a couple roles, had some training, and you would pay this guy to just look for it for you. You'd be like, oh, I want this type of role, I want this type of money per month. Talk about what you're looking for, and his job is to find it for you. The pros of that, a lot of them are, already very well connected with business owners, and they can fast track you to interviews with companies actively hiring. So they know the right people, right? It's their fucking job. The cons though is it's highly competitive. Recruiters often push the same candidates, so they're always pushing the same people looking for roles, looking for, sorry, closers, sales reps in general. They usually take a cut or a fee, which can reduce leverage for you. So maybe the guy just wants a payday. So you're just gonna be like, oh, I'll put you onto this role instead of actually putting you on a proper role. So there's a con there. And you're just another name in the system unless you really stand out, right? And I'll cover more as to how you're going to stand out. But the point is that like recruiters can be good, but you could end up paying this guy some money and get an absolutely dog shit role, right? Can work, can't work. You know, it's really up to you. How you find these guys, Instagram, LinkedIn is probably the main way to find one, from my understanding. All you got to do is literally go on LinkedIn, look up sales recruiter, remote sales recruiter. Pretty fucking simple, right? Now, I would say worst option and probably the most commonly looked into is the job boards, right? LinkedIn, Seek. It's because if you look at content, that's what everyone's pushing. The problem with it is there's just so many people. Like the barrier to entry with those job boards are really fucking low. Like anyone can apply for them, right? So you'd imagine like with each job, even though it looks fucking sweet, like you can go on it real quick. Um, like this, for instance, 120K a year, you're like, fuck yeah, bro, that looks sweet. But there's probably like hundreds of people reaching out because it's literally just one search away. It's the same with Facebook. It's the same with Indeed, most of them. You don't really stand out there because you literally just hit apply, you send your resume, maybe you send a cover letter, but you just look like everyone else. So that's the issue is that you don't really have any leverage there, right? And you're competing with like 300 people or more. Okay. Not to say you can't. Like I was saying before, where am I? If I scroll out here, Jamie. So with this role, right, just to give you a bit of a backstory here, He was a closer for ABC. He was honestly one of the best closers I think ABC's ever had. He's making like 20K a month. He wanted to move more into a B2B role because B2C was mostly what he was working in. Um, Found an opportunity like this. Now, these people were looking for people that had B2B experience, which obviously he didn't have. But he reached out to them. He ended up actually getting the phone number of the hiring manager and just kept spamming calls for him. Just like, bro, I want this job for this reason, that reason, whatever, and just continue to follow up with this guy until eventually, because I think he was at a stage where obviously with like job interviews, you go through stages. He actually got rejected, but he kept calling this person until eventually they were like, bro, because your follow up is so strong, because you're so keen for this role, I'm just going to give it to you. I think you're more deserving of this role than anyone else that I've got in my pool here. So, like I was saying before, it's very much possible to land a role with job boards, but it's a fucking grind and it's a very competitive way to go about it, really. Um, so where was I? Pros overall, easy to access and apply to many roles quickly. So if you were to go down this route, you would literally just apply for as many roles as possible. Like if there's 200 roles there, fucking apply for them all. And you get a good understanding of what skills, experience, and employers are actually asking for, right? Because in these descriptions, they give you the whole spiel, bro. The role, non-negotiable, strongly preferred, and all the specs really. So there's pros to it, but the cons, like I was saying before, oversaturated with applicants. Most roles lean towards safe hires with experience, and there's a slower process, right? Now, obviously, it's pretty easy to find these high ticket closer, appointment setter, whatever. Now, LinkedIn, though, is fucking by far the best way. If you were to go down this route, fuck, am I lagging again? Um, LinkedIn is by far one of the best ways to go down this route because you can actually set up a profile. And the good thing about this, here, I'll just quickly go through this. So, how to stand out on LinkedIn, you can find a role, then you can click on the actual company that's giving the role, and then you can look up exactly who the hiring manager is, the sales director, um, other closers within it, and then you can reach out to them like directly. So you get the leverage point there. I'll just give you a quick example. So if we went to remote jobs, right, and clicked on jobs here. Okay, this is lagging hard. And we found, wait, let me look up closer here. Closer, remote. Anyone got any questions so far while I whip this up? No? Okay. So this company is called Shecom. That sounds pretty gay, but if we click on people here and we go down here, where's a good example? You can see all the people that work for it basically. These are all marketing. Relationship officer, ecom. Where are we? Come on. Marketing communications. Bruv, where is a sales rep? If you keep scrolling down, there we go. Sales closer. There's a closer. What you can do is literally find this person's name. You can click on their profile. You can look them up on Facebook or Instagram, and then you can reach out to them on there. Now, there's also a tool called Apollo.com, which is a phone number scraping tool, and you can get their number and you can ring them up. Now, it seems pretty direct, but once again, it's a competitive sport, like I was saying before. It's all about how can you get leverage over everyone else? How can you stand out from everyone else? I'll say like, okay, maybe there's 100 applicants for this job in particular. But imagine you're the only one calling them up and being like, this is why you should hire me. This is how I'm going to provide value for you. They're going to pick you every time because the whole sales industry is all about, being hungry. They want people that are hungry for it. They don't really care about experience that much. If you're hungry and eager to learn, like they'll pick you all day. But it's all about getting your foot in the door in the first place. Does that make sense? Right, just like how I explained the Jamie Pollock's situation. I don't know how the fuck he got the number of the hiring manager, but because he got that and he was just calling this bloke up, that was how he got that role, Lambro. So
I was just gonna say on that point, a perfect example that Trev was sort of telling back when he was trying to push closers to get certified, like ABC was struggling for closers. He sort of said to us, myself, Wayne, guys that were going into closing was tenacity. It's the number one attribute and value that James has is like Trev can literally call that kind of like fucking 3 a.m. in the morning and he'll answer. He's just always on the phone, always hungry for leads, no matter where they're at, financially. If they're not as qualified as some leads, like he still treats them as, money, opportunities. So it's like as a closer, you kind of need to, like you said, earn your stripes, prove your value to like the business or creator that you're working with, because at the end of the day, if you can show them that you're really fucking hungry, then the opportunities are going to come your way.
100%. 100% because it shows if you can do that to find a job. I mean, think about the business owner, right? If they're like, dude, this guy's calling me up, he's following up with me, he's literally nonstop on my tail to get this role. What the fuck is he going to be like with my prospects? Like, he's going to work his ass off for that too. So that's how you really stand out. It's a grind, but that's sales. That's the world you've tried to get into, essentially. It's what you've picked. Um, Now, again, I just had a quick scroll into here. Like, there are other closers, sales managers in here. You literally get their name, right? If you go, let me go back here. What you don't want to do though is reach out to them like immediately, especially if they're not looking for a role. Like if it's not an actual like job where they're actively looking for people. If you just find the manager or some sort of sales director or something, you find their name, you go on Facebook or you go on their Instagram, somewhere where they're active on social media, and you engage with their posts, you share their posts, you're like actively like interacting with their account. So then they start to like, I suppose they don't because you haven't spoken to them yet, but they start to like they like you because you know sharing their stuff and you're like giving your opinion on their stuff and supporting that person. And it's almost like you're nurturing the lead, like nurturing the person that you want to work with. And after a couple weeks of engaging with their content or whatever they're posting, you build that trust there, and then you can just be like, yo, bro, do you have any opportunities out there? Start up a conversation, right? But don't jump the gun. This is what most people do. They jump the gun. They're just like right off the bat, hey man, do you have any opportunity? That's what I'm looking for. Once again, the goal here is to stand out from 99%. Stay away from that, right? Prioritize, I've got it highlighted here. Prioritize building relationships. I'll get into it later, but once again, networking and knowing the right people will always get you roles. It's the best way to get roles. And then just a quick example of like if you were to go on LinkedIn, this is how you'd set up your account. Jared Deacon, he's a part of ABC actually. He's got it pretty well set up here. Looks pretty professional. Picture of his face, whatever, right? Scrolling down. Cold outreach, probably one of the most common as well. Actually reaching out to people on Instagram. Now, obviously pros here, direct access to decision makers. Most likely, though, you're going to talk to appointment setters, which is not what you want to do. But I will show you. exactly how you're going to stand out, right? So everyone does cold outreach, but they have no strategy. They have no intentions. They're just, Lewis, bro, you here?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
When you were doing cold outreach, were you just messaging anyone and everyone?
Mhm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Kind of like anyone from 50K followers to like 250, like
Yeah.
the niche, like as well. I guess yeah, anyone. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that is probably one of the biggest issues and biggest problems that people make is that they just try and reach out to anyone.
Mm.
But if you have intention behind it and you're like, all right, I want to work in this niche, I want to work within this country, it becomes a hell of a lot easier to find a role, know what to say because you're focusing on just one thing instead of just like reaching out to someone in fitness, someone in tech sales, someone in fucking real estate. It's just all over the place, right? And the more you start networking with other people within the same niche, you'll start meeting other people. Once again, it always comes back to networking, right? So this is where you find a business you want to work for and reach out to them with intention. You don't just message anyone and everyone, you have a plan. So this way, most people they try and go on Instagram and look out or like business coach on Instagram, they don't really get very far, right? What you want to do is you want to go on YouTube and you want to look up top coaches in niche from specific country you want to work in. Now, the reason why this works better than Instagram is because YouTube is a search engine, right? Instagram is just to look up fucking people's usernames. YouTube is specifically there. Like, if you're looking at how to fucking cook eggs, you're going on YouTube, right? It's great for getting the answer you want. All you need to go on is, let me pull it up real quick. I think I fucking had a quick little check. So I looked up top fitness coaches in Australia. It came up with James Smith. It came up with this bloke here, which looks like he's got fucking no followers. Where are we? This guy. What about this guy? JR Strength and Fitness, right? So if you literally go here, he's gonna have his website, his Facebook, Instagram as well. You want to reach out to all these different URLs they have. Um, but where you really stand out is, let me see if he's got a fucking, has he got a booking link? Wait, this doesn't help. This is laggy as fuck. Hold on, let me find this other guy that I pulled off earlier, just to give you guys a better idea. I go history. This guy here, right? So this guy's from Australia, and on his, I think this is, oh, it's a video from 1 year ago, but he's got his VSL here. So, fuck, am I still lagging? What the fuck's going on? Wait, give me 2 secs, please. I'm just gonna switch Wi-Fi.
Are you gonna say booking on their booking on their booking link, then ask?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that what you're gonna say? Yeah.
Wait, 2 secs, 2 secs. I'm just fucking working on it. Hopefully this is better. Okay. So, like fucking Lewis leaked there, spoiler. Um, literally just find a coach, find their booking link slash VSL, which is essentially just VSL stands for video sales letter, right? Wait for it to fucking load. Yeah, I'm on. Holy shit. It's gonna load. All right, never mind. Fuck the example. I'll go back here. Find their booking link, right? You want to almost reach out to them as a lead or just somehow get on their VSL. You want to look at their lead forms. So how are they actually booking in these calls? What is their qualifications? You want to look at their entire sales funnel. Book in the call. Now you have two options here. We either take the call and try and speak to the closer or the business owner directly, or you cancel the call because you don't want to waste the closer's time. But what you get an understanding of is the actual sales funnel and where he's fucking up. Like I was saying earlier, you need to provide value to these people. Business owners, closers, sales reps in general, they're all selfish as fuck. If you're speaking to them, they want to know how you're actually going to benefit them. Okay. So if you have an understanding of their sales funnel and it's fucked, there's this issue here and that issue here, and if he just made this tweak, he'd make so much more money. If you got on a call and told that to him, or you made that personalized Loom video like I was explaining beforehand, and you showcased that, then they're going to be like, fuck, this guy knows what he's talking about. Or I can't refuse to not reply to this guy because he just provided value to me. Does that make sense? Is everyone still with me here, or are you guys falling asleep?
So excited. I'm here.
Got these
No,
all
this is good.
fucked up.
This is good.
Sweet, 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 sweet. Okay. Does everyone understand funnel hacking? That whole concept and why you would do that? Lewis gets it. Lewis has done it before though. Josh, does that make sense?
Oh, I'm trying to read it, bro. Sorry, I was got a bit distracted. Sam called me, but look at the, is this through the bio?
Yeah, so either you're on YouTube, you just need to find their booking link, bro.
Yeah. I've
Once you
heard
find
that.
their booking link, whether you're in the DMs pretending to be a lead or you're on their YouTube, which usually they have a direct link to their booking link, um, you just want to funnel hack so you understand how they even bring on leads, how they even book on calls. So then you can spot the gaps in their business and then provide value,
Oh, yep. No, got you.
right? Like I was saying, and I want you guys to like fucking tattoo this shit on your head. You have to provide value to these business owners before actually trying to get something from them, which is a role, right? Because they're selfish. So you need to somehow prove to them that, you know what the fuck you're talking about.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Now, in terms of like setting up Instagram accounts, especially if you're like reaching out in the DMs, this is Ryan Fabian. He actually used to be in ABC. He is, I think he's working as a closer. He's making like 20K a month, right? He got a role via DM outreach. This is just a brief example of how you can set up your profile, right? Looks pretty professional. His face is there. He's got story highlights of his life. It's important to have a clear profile picture, right? Have a clear bio. Maybe he could have added like remote closer or some shit. But highlights and just show that you have a personality and what you're about. That makes sense. I guarantee you, if you're doing outreach and you've got no fucking photos or anything, you don't even look real. You probably look like a robot.
Hmm. But some of these photos, wouldn't I guess classify them as a bit unprofessional?
Yes and no. Like if he had videos of like him fucking on the D floor doing emotes, then I probably would stay away from that. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
if it's just a professional flick, I mean, yeah. I just think base it off this. I'm not saying this is perfect, but base it off this. I think he's made his profile pretty well. Um, no glaze, but does that make sense in terms of outreach though? That's gonna be your number one lever puller is this right here. I want to make sure everyone knows what the fuck that means. Daniel, are you fucking can't you get the red lights on, bro? Getting freaky. What's going on? You good, bro?
Yeah, I'm good.
Shit, bro. You guys following? Justine, you all goods? TK has appeared. What's going on?
What's up, boys?
Ollie, bro, you all good? That makes sense. Final hacking.
Yeah, bro. Yep.
Fucking oath. All right. Another way, paid slash free community. Lewis, you've got a bit of experience in that, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. School's pretty good, and
Yeah.
then you can find the communities that you can pay like I don't know $50 a month for, where you get to see all the opportunities. Like Max, he's joined it. That's how he got his role.
Yeah.
Where they're or B2B kind of companies and that, but you get to see all the job posts, apply for any, so it's not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. How do you go about finding those ones? Do you just look it up on school or?
Yeah, so I just searched setting like opportunities or setting like communities, and I just applied for like all the free ones.
Yeah.
And then there's heaps of people just posting shit in there. Some are like obviously some of the fake ones you're gonna steer. You know which ones are the ones that just want to buy the course. They're just trying to sell you on something. But then some of the other ones actually, most of them are outbound. But like there are some schools a lot better than yeah. Don't go Facebook.
Yeah. Look,
Facebook
Facebook,
sucks.
Facebook, there is opportunity out there. Let me see here. So
Diamond.
I joined this group just to give you guys an example. Here you go. Now hiring remote sales setter, UK based, gives you on target
Yeah.
earnings. 4K a month. That's 8K Australian as a setter.
Damn. Damn.
But there you go. Apply for roles. Now, something I want you guys to also fucking please remember is whether it's Facebook, whether it's fucking school, WAP, whatever website you're using in terms of getting a community, paid community, free community, if they ask you to pay to work on this role, it's most likely a scam. I'd probably stay away from them, right? Especially with Facebook. When you join a group, you'll notice a bunch of people will start reaching out to you, being like, oh, I've got this fucking once in a lifetime opportunity for you. Stay the fuck away from that, all right? The good thing is, though, because there are still jobs out there, there's still people looking for, setters, closers, whatever. If you block all the bad ones, eventually you'll just filter all the dog shit out. Roughly about 10% of the opportunities in there are actually legit. So if you block all the shit ones, you could just have your whole feed just with actual real jobs. So something to think about as well. But just please, dear God, remember if they ask you to fucking pay for a roll, cunt, they're full of shit, right? You're gonna end up like Ryan, I mean.
Yeah. Where'd
Um,
you where'd you get that? UK high ticket job board. Yeah, right.
this one, I'm pretty sure someone
Good.
from ABC got a role from this one. So this one's actually pretty legit.
Mm,
Might be worth checking out. It was free as well.
yeah.
But also remember, like with the paid slash free, the lower barrier to entry, the more dog shit, the more scams you're most likely going to get,
Mhm.
right? Just rule of thumb.
Yeah.
Daniel's like Morgan right now. He's doing a looks maxing edit right now, bro. All right. Last but not least, talk about networking, which I would say by far trumps everything. Okay, wait. I think my laptop's about to die. 2 secs, please. Wait.
You should get this uploaded to the ABC modules and get a commission for it.
I won't get paid for it.
That's bullshit. This is exactly what they need. This is the thing they're missing.
I'm gonna put it on YouTube, don't I?
Oh, okay.
But Amandem. All right, I'm back. So, by far networking trumps everything. I just want to give you some quick facts before I really delve into this, right? Around 70% of jobs aren't actually posted, right? On average, it takes any industry about 5 to 7 months to get hired. That's about 200 to 300 hours of searching to find a role, right? On average. 75% of desired roles, so like your 10K a month and more, are given through referrals and trusted connections. Does anyone want to give a guess as to why? Trust. Yeah.
Right. Experience.
Well, experience doesn't even fucking like it matters, but if there's trust there, that trumps everything,
Mm.
right? So referral by fucking far, it's all about who you know.
Mm.
Um, you're one conversation away from your dream life. So imagine you just fucking met this random cunt and he's I don't know, you meet him at the bar, he's got like an offer, he's making good money, and you guys have a great conversation. He could put you on tomorrow. Like it is literally all about who you know. 90% of high ticket sales closers use traditional methods. So 90% of people use Facebook, they use cold outreach, they use the free groups, the paid communities, whatever, right? And although it can work, it's important to know how to conduct interviews, how to vet offers, and how to network, right?
How'd you get these stats, by the way?
ChatGPT.
Oh, okay, true.
ChatGPT, and also I know obviously I haven't spent a lot of time looking for roles, but I to make this, I spoke to quite a few people that have landed multiple roles, and this is
Mm.
what they think, right? So, in terms of, I don't know why I put this here. I want to put personal branding here. So, there's a couple ways you can go about networking. By far, the best is going to be personal branding because you're not just going to fucking randomly meet some guy that makes $1 million at the bar, right? But personal branding is the one thing where you can speak to anyone across the fucking world through content. If you know how I even started out before really getting big in content, I landed a setting role purely from posting. And I posted about me when I was stuck in the trades, stuck in construction, hated my life, wanted to make money online. I posted about that, and it was before I had that massive video that went viral. I only had like 2,000 followers, and I had a guy reach out to me. He was making 200K a month with his own agency, and he said, "Bro, I like you. I know that you stand for something bigger than yourself. You have these big goals. I really want to help you out. Here's a job." Didn't ask if I had experience, didn't ask if I fucking, had done this before or if I had training, how long my dick was. He didn't ask for anything. He was just like, "Bro, get this fucking right. I want to work with you purely for the fact that I want to help you out because I like you." Once again, it comes down to networking. Comes down to people knowing you, liking you, trusting you, right? So if you were to post content, you want to post, and whether this is Instagram, whether this is LinkedIn, whether this is Twitter, right? There's actually a lot of offers on Twitter as well, or X. You want to post about lessons you learned, achievements, hobbies, so you don't look like a fucking robot. They see that you do things outside of working, whether you do Muay Thai like Daniel and you're a fucking vet, or, whatever. You like fishing. Make sure you share your hobbies, right? Don't post dumb shit like degeneracy, you know, emotes on the D floor. Make sure you stay away from that. Be professional. No one will hire you if you look like a retard, okay? Or look like Lewis. That's the threshold. And as a beginner, your personal brand is all about documentation, right? Make sure you're like that. That was me. I literally documented my way out of the trades, and that's how I landed that role, which got me out of my job. Wasn't paying me crazy, it was paying me about $1,000 a week. But personal branding can change your fucking life. And once again, like I said before, you can speak to fucking anyone in the world with just one piece of content. Now networking is not reaching out to people random, looking for a role. It's also not hopping on calls with other salespeople with zero objective, right? You want to have intention behind everything you do. Something we talk about heaps in ABC is always having intention. And not having an excuse for a lack of sales skills. Regardless, like sales takes a lot of time. There's no way around it, right? You need to fucking actually get good at what you're doing. Um, but examples of networking. So if you were to post content, what you would do is anyone that interacts with your post, you just be like, "Hey, John, appreciate you liking my post," and just slowly. It's almost like you're setting them. Does that make sense? It's like, "Oh, how long you been in high ticket sales for? How's it been going for you, bro? Oh, you do this, you do that. That's sweet, man." And you kind of just like, you want to have a normal conversation. It's almost like you're pitching a call with yourself, not to sell them on anything, but just to get a better understanding of them, right? But from that, then you can start to see what are they struggling with and how, once again, you can provide value for them. Once the time's right, once you build trust, once you know they like you and they know you as a person, then you can just ask, is there any opportunity? Do you know anyone that has, a job opportunity, a role, that sort of thing, right? So networking is, yeah, once again, the best way you can get into it. And it's super fucking easy, right? Like, how many people are going to like your post? You can just start a conversation up with them. For example, this is Finley, right? He actually paid a deposit to get into ABC. This was like a month ago. He got his tools robbed from his van and no longer had the funds to join. But because he was still hungry and he wanted to leave his job, he started outreaching. He started posting content. So here's his Instagram here. Sent out 800 outreach messages, landed 6 interviews, and offered 4 roles. Now he's working on a role, and he's making like, I don't know, I think like 1,500 a week, right?
Good shit.
So the proof is in the fucking pudding. He's not even in ABC. You didn't even need ABC. But that was 1 month ago. Like, it's again all about who you fucking know. Because someone came across this guy's account and was like, dude, this guy is young, he's hungry. I want to give him an opportunity. Does that make sense to you guys? Like in terms of like actually networking, building somewhat of a brand. And even if you don't want to post content, like just setting yourself up like an account like this, or even just posting on Twitter, posting on LinkedIn, right? You guys know what LinkedIn posts look like. They're just like, let me pull up Jared Deacon again real quick. If you
So
Yeah, you got questions? Like yeah, just reflecting, just simple shit, sharing his journey, that sort of thing. Just post, keep posting, because he had 5 likes here. Potentially one of those guys could be a fucking sales manager. You reach out to him, hey man, I saw you like your post. Boom, you start up a conversation from there. You know what I mean? Posting content can literally change your life, whether you want to do it full time or not. Um, Liam, bro, you got a question or a
No, I
point?
was just going to say a good example of like the personal brand side of things, especially with closers. Like you look at blokes like Wayne or Chuang, like they literally have a personalized account purely for this.
Yeah,
They're perfect examples of that. Is like when group chats are created with prospects, it's like it looks normal. You look human. It's like if you've got an account with, retarded ass fucking um like profile picture, you're doing emotes on the D floor, whatever it is, it's like immediately that trust is going to be eroded. And people just want to see that you're human. So it's like a first impression. It's
yeah,
always the first impression that matters.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, he doesn't even do like he does like fucking edits of him at the gym and shit. Like doesn't have to be fucking business related. Doesn't have to be this is how you get started with remote closing. Like you don't have to do that. Like what Liam said, just look like a fucking human. Because that's what 99% of people aren't doing. Anyway, just to cap it off, right? Searching for remote high ticket sales roles has become so much harder these days because there's so many fucking other people looking out there, right? Obviously, with ABC, how many fucking people are posting about remote closing or go on Seek, do this, do that. There is so much more demand right now. Sorry, there's so much supply of closers and setters right now, people wanting to get into it, and there's honestly not that much demand for it. Um, so to stand out, you need to dedicate like an hour or two per day networking, outreaching, um, and also use ABC because you're obviously here already to find a role. Stay consistent with it. Once again, remember you're one conversation away from your dream life. And entry level positions as well on a good offer can lead to massive opportunity. Entry level positions, right? your first role that you ever land might be complete dog shit, but get the fucking experience. Just get an understanding of how, other people do it. Get some experience of you doing it firsthand instead of just doing role plays or whatever else. But don't be afraid to like be in the shit for a bit. I'll put it here. Remember, being in the trenches is how you learn. Like you can't escape it. That's how you get better. Is when shit is fucking tough and you know you need to improve. Make sense to everyone?
Yes, sir.
All right, so that just about wraps up the live call that I ran with my inner circle. If you're someone who wants to get the exact same training, the exact same guidance that everyone in that inner circle has also been given, so you can land yourself a role, all you got to do is either shoot me a message on my Instagram, I'll leave it linked in my description, or you can apply for the exact same training, the exact same mentorship that all these people have gone through, start collecting cash for yourself. Also, just a reminder, if you do want to apply for the same training, they don't take on anyone and everyone, so please only actually apply for it if you're serious and actually want to make a change in your life. Regardless though, I hope you guys enjoyed this free game and I'll see you in the next vid.